Hey, what's going on, guys? Richie Fix here, back with another video, and my god, Storm Arena. Haven't talked about them within the last 72 hours. They said, let's put a stop to that and go ahead and announce the next 5 characters that we are going to be dropping in 2026 for the Street Fighter Alpha 3 line. For anybody that had any doubts that Storm meant business, here they come with announcing the next 5. That's a total of 10 characters already that they have planned to announce and release within the 25-26 season. But can they deliver? Who are the characters? Well, we're going to talk about them all. My god, we have a lot to talk about again. Let's do it. Here it is, Storm Arena's Alpha 3 roadmap to the 2026 season. This was released earlier today via Instagram, Storm Collectibles, and my god, we are just moving right along here as they give us 2 characters right off the bat. We got 3 shadows. We're going to talk about the shadows and who those characters are, but we get Akuma and Balrog. So those are the 2 ones. They should be coming shortly after Chun-Li. So right now, what the slate is, just to keep everybody up to date, SAGAT is set to hit this year. He should be out by the end of the year. If I was a betting man, I would project him to be available, and I say available not through Big Bad Toy Store. Who the hell knows when Big Bad Toy Store is ever getting them? If you're collecting this line, I would not put your faith in Big Bad Toy Store unless you're absolutely set on paying that lowest of lowest price, or you have a comic book shop, then go through that. Other than that, if you're looking for the speed, Hong Kong, this should be available, I'm going to say either late October or in November. At the very latest, December, obviously, because that's the last month of 2025. But I'm really thinking an October, November release date for SAGAT as far as being available in Hong Kong. And then Dan is set for the first quarter of 2026 along with Charlie Nash. We'll call him Nash because that's what they call him. And then Chun-Li, we haven't seen anything yet, but god, the way they're going, I wouldn't be shocked if they dropped her pre-order this Friday. It seems like every Friday we seem to be getting something for Storm Arena. So the next ones up are going to be quarter 2, quarter 3, and who are they going to be? Akuma and Balrog. And my god, isn't that a coincidence that they happen to be dropping 2 characters? Now, granted, they could choose anybody from the roster, right? Anybody from the roster. And who are the next characters that Jada is announcing that they are going to be released? Well, would you look at that? It's Balrog, Akuma, and E Honda. Now, E Honda is not part of this list. I can just let you know that of those 3 shadows, E Honda is not in there. But isn't that a coinkydink? Akuma and Balrog, 2 of the next 3 characters that are going to be released. Now, granted, they're not going to be released anywhere close to where Jada's timeline is. Jada's is set to hit their Akuma and Balrog this year. But, you know, they need to get those out quick, because have you noticed that when Jada puts out a pre-order, it doesn't typically release until 2 months after? Well, if they don't get that out here relatively soon, those characters could be pushed out in 2026. But that's another video for another time. We pretty much covered that in the last video. But isn't that coincidence that Akuma and Balrog, the next 2 characters, I mean, again, they're not going to be released anywhere close, but you can't say that for some people that they're now not going to be like, huh, do I want this Akuma from Jada? Or do I want this Balrog from Jada? Or do I want to wait out until next year for Storms? Granted, there's a lot of people out there collecting both, but you got to realize that there are a great deal of collectors that are not. All right, not everyone's a die-hard Street Fighter, you know, collector. Granted, there are a lot of them out there. I'm collecting both, just for the record. But you have to realize that not everybody is made of money. And these figures, while they are not expensive, they definitely aren't cheap. As they are in the $30, $40 range, you're collecting 2 of these. That's $60 a pop for 1 character. And some people buy doubles and things like that. Like, it gets expensive quick. So to say that, you know, people aren't going to now be like, oh, do I want the Jada one, or am I holding out for Storm Arena? I've seen tons of people say that I am now going to be holding out for the Storm Arena line over the Jada stuff. So that's another reason why I'm like, we'll talk about it here in a second. We're burying the lead here. But Akuma and Balrog are next. Who's the next 3 characters? Well, of course, we've solved that mystery. Let's take a look at the next one. Look at the roadmap. We were able to figure out the next shadow in line after Balrog, and it looks like it's going to be Killer Bee Cammy. Now, I know a lot of people are very excited for this rendition of Cammy. Yeah, I mean, Storm is going to be absolutely raking in the money. Should they get production up to standards? I mean, Killer Bee Cammy is going to be... She's going to be a fireball, man. She's going to be sold out everywhere. I mean, people like this version of Cammy. And yeah, I know they've seen the comments. They read what people say and the characters that they want next. And Killer Bee Cammy happens to be the next one. Yeah, super stoked for this. And, yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say. Yeah. Taking a look at the next shadow, oh my god, it wouldn't be a Storm Collectible / Storm Arena line if we didn't have the almighty powerful Zangief. Pretty sure they've made every single Street Fighter property they've gotten. This guy has gotten a figure, so it only is right that Storm Arena gets its own Zangief. Now, this is an interesting rendition of Zangief. Like, a little bit, why does he look so damn goofy? I know he's not like he is a serious character, but I know that he does have a little bit of a personality, but this picture is just wild to me. I don't know what the hell face he's making there or whatever, but I do like this Zangief. He's got a little bit more of a scruffy beard. I know his player archetype is a little bit bulkier. I mean, super exaggerated too. So, I mean, Zangief is already a massive character, and he's already a bulky-ass character, but I do think that the Alpha line is got that really cool rendition of Zangief. What line of Storm would be without its own Zangief? He's going to be super popular. I'm expecting a bigger price tag on him, too, because he's going to obviously be a big-ass character. Probably a $45, $50 price tag. If I had to guess, maybe 40. They'll say 40, but out the door, it's going to be about 45, 50. So, yeah, Zangief, of course. Why not? It's Storm. Storm is gonna Zangief all day, baby. Last but not least, saving the best for last, I guess you could say, is Mika. Our Mika, to be exact. And, she's super popular for some reason. I don't know why. But, yeah, this is an absolutely killer lineup for 2026, as they now have a total of... Is that 11 characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Elementary math here, folks. Yeah, that's 11 characters of the roster. We're almost halfway with the roster. And that's just to announce, I mean, who's to say that this isn't the first half of next year of 2026? I am frankly a little bit shocked at what's going on with Storm Arena. We know the lineup. It's Akuma, Balrog, Cammy, Zangief, and Mika. Let's talk about it. Let's go to the overview. And we need to talk. What's Storm doing and what the heck the plan is here. Guys, that is going to be the overview of the 5 new characters that we are getting according to the Street Fighter Alpha 3 roadmap, courtesy of Storm Arena. So we got Akuma, Balrog, Cammy, Zangief, and Mika. So, yeah, I mean, this is getting very, very interesting every day, it seems like. And it just, again, the coinkydink of freaking Balrog and Akuma coming out with Jada being 2 of the next 3 characters they're releasing. Granted, they are slated for Jada's this year. Theirs are slated for probably Q2 or Q3 of next year. And then we got Cammy, Zangief, and Mika. Yeah, I mean, that's a killer lineup. I mean, do I want another Zangief? I mean, goddamn, I got almost every Zangief under the sun. I mean, I wish they would just go a little bit deeper into the roster, but Storm loves Zangief for some reason, so of course he's got to be in there. But Balrog and Akuma by Storm Arena is just going to be absolutely insane. Flawless, if you will. Cammy and Mika, I know that Storm has been criticized in the past for not doing a lot of female characters. Well, I feel like Storm has definitely opened up their ears with this line. Not just the Alpha line in general, but Storm Arena. People were tired of the inconsistencies in the name of them not putting out enough product fast enough. Granted, that is still not a thing for the US, though. And that's not something I saw a lot of comments on, so I want you guys to let me know in the comments below. Is it considered released if it's available somehow, some way? If you have to go through AliExpress, eBay, Hong Kong to get these figures? Or are you not counting it as released until the stores of Big Bad Toy Store are able to ship these? Because I have a lot of people that are still saying Ryu and Ken aren't even out yet, and they're still announcing their 11th and 9th and 8th figure. It's like, they've been available for like almost 3 months now, Ken and Ryu. Now, if you've been waiting on Big Bad Toy Store, which I don't blame you, because Storm hitched their wagon to Big Bad Toy Store and signing that exclusivity deal, which was an awful decision. But regardless, that's what they did. So if you're waiting on that, then yes, you are still waiting on Ken and Ryu. I actually got my Ryu notice, I think that it's shipping out yesterday or early this morning. I can't remember. So they are getting those out, but there is some things to still be concerned about. We haven't heard about Baki. We've seen pictures of Yujiro. We can only assume that Baki got pushed out, but we haven't heard anything officially from Storm. They could have just been showing out Yujiro through Mr. Lee, just as like an advanced prototype for that, but it's like, things just aren't certain yet with Storm Arena. Now, they have been absolutely killing it in the marketing department, and that's something that I have been praising them for and kind of hitting Jada hard at. It's like, Jada is just Jada. They're there. They make their one announcement at SDCC, and then they're done, and now they're not even going to New York Comic-Con, which, again, even if they don't have something new to show, it's marketing, folks. It doesn't mean you always have to show new things at every con you go to. And they could still technically show off new effect pieces we haven't seen, new head sculpts. They could bring out, the Alpha 3 figures that they're working on. Even though we already saw them, they can just, it's not everybody was around. You're getting new collectors every day, so you're still grabbing new people every con. It's just good marketing. And Jada this year is just not done a great job marketing. I mean, JUHN used to do those interviews that kind of kept their name out there and stuff, and you can't argue that Storm hasn't absolutely buried them in the marketing department. Now, it's not to say that Jada couldn't do this, where they're announcing their 2026 roster and things like that, but we already know that they're releasing what they're releasing, but it's just like, Storm is doing more things with social media and things to keep their name relevant and in the news. Even though they don't have a lot of figures in people's hands yet, you're still talking about them all the time because they're constantly putting out news and things like that. Now, I'm very curious to know, is this the entire year for next year? Or is God, they just have a lot to deliver, and I don't know that Storm can do it. That's my big problem here, is that we have this huge roster of Ken and Ryu. Sagat should hit this year. Dan and Charlie are set for first quarter. Chun-Li will probably hit the end of first quarter, if not second quarter. But then it's like, Balrog, I think that we'll probably see, okay, so if we do the math here, those three, Ken, Ryu, and Sagat, are set to hit this year. I would assume the next three, being Dan, Chun-Li, and Charlie, are set for quarter one, if not early quarter two for Chun-Li being the last one. And then quarter two, I said quarter, okay, let's do this again. Stay with me, folks. So, this year, Ken, Ryu, Sagat. Next year, quarter one, Dan, Chun-Li, Charlie. Quarter two is going to be Kuma, Balrog, Cammy, and then quarter three / quarter four would be Zangief and Mika. Now, could they fit one or two more characters on this roster within that time? Maybe. But they have other freaking properties that they're working on. So it's like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't. Because it's like, what about the Baki line? What happened to Baki and Yujiro? We've seen Mr. Lee messing around with Yujiro, but we don't know when that's set to, or those are set for quarter one of next year. They just got a lot on their plate, bottom line. They have a lot on their plate, and do I have a confidence in Storm of them delivering? No. But this is a new Storm. They are keeping their name in the news. They are putting out figures. Granted, they only have two, but more are on the way to set this year. If I had to guess, we probably see Baki, Sagat, and Yujiro by the end of the year, and that's 2025. Next year, they got a lot to prove. Can they deliver as the tariff, thing gets better or worse? I don't know, but here we are with the next set of roster, and it's just like, damn, Jada. I wouldn't be shocked, though. I'm telling you right now. Because of all the news, this is really, I think, going to push Jada to put out the pre-orders for the next whether it's one, whether it's all three. I wouldn't be shocked, and I want you to put this on record, that Jada puts out a pre-order this week or next week for if not Balrog, Akuma, or all three, at least one of them. Honda, This is putting pressure. I mean, all we're talking about all year is Storm Arena because they are literally dropping something. Whether it's a pre-order, whether it's a promotional picture, something. It seems like every single week. I talk about Storm Arena more than, I mean, they've put out more information than Todd McFarlane has on a consistent basis recently. And that's crazy because Todd puts out stuff all the time. So it's like, this is crazy, man. We got a lot going on. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Have you bought the hype yet with Storm Arena? Are you in, or you still got to see more? You still got to see more? I still got to see more. I got to see the execution because we only have 2 figures right now, and there are 3 more that are set to hit this year. But yet, I could say the same for Jada, so we'll see who does what. We really can't say what's what until the end of the year, until the clock strikes midnight, and it is January 1st of 2026. I can't make my full evaluation on either company, whether they delivered or whether it was a no-show and a letdown. They could both finish great, but we'll see. Only time will tell. And I'm excited. This is great. What a nice surprise to start a first day after a Labor Day weekend. I'm all for it. And I'm sure they've got something for Friday as they have for the last few weeks, so we'll see what's happening then. But other than that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. I'm Richie Figs, and later. 9